Is everybody ready?
Great.
2 minutes till. Yes, I would like the audience to please settle down. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 mock debate presented by Radford University. I am your moderator, Eric Lyons, and I would like to start off by saying thank you to the Political Science Department and the Communications Department. And I'd also like to make a special shout out to Dr. Corbin and Dr. Dunn for all their hard work. Thank you. This mock debate will be between Secretary Hillary Clinton, played by Mackenzie Meade, and Donald J. Trump, played by Caleb Peterson. I would like to remind each candidate that they have 2 minutes to answer each question and 1 minute to respond. Also for this debate, I would ask both candidates to give an opening statement before we begin. Hillary, you go first.
Thank you, Radford University, for having me here today. It's my pleasure. I am the granddaughter of a factory worker and the proud daughter of a man who was afforded the opportunity to own a small business in the textile industry. I have been proud and privileged to serve as a First Lady, a Senator of New York, and a Secretary of State. I've spent my entire adult life looking for ways to even the odds, to help people have the chance to get ahead, so that people can have the opportunities I was presented with to live up to my potential. Throughout my lifetime, in this campaign, I've traveled the country and listened to stories and listened to each and every one of you. During the course of the evening tonight, I hope to lay out all my plans and address your concerns. But for me, this is about bringing our country together again. And I will do everything I can to heal the divides economically because of too much inequality, the racial divides, the continuing discrimination of the LGBT communities, so that we will tune together, and yes, finally fathers will be able to say to their daughters, you too can grow and become a person.
Mr. Trump.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to Radford University, Drs. Corbin and Dunn, and to our moderator, Eric Lyons, for hosting this debate. Before we begin, I would like to address the audience, as well as my opponent, Secretary Clinton. You all know me, I'm not PC. I tell it like it is. That's what makes me such a great candidate. But I want to extend my hand to my opponent tonight and call for civility and call that we both operate as adults and professionals tonight. Because I have a vision and I have a plan for America, and it's tremendous. As for recent expressions of concern about my behavior, however, I've said it time and time again, and I'll say it again right now. I'm not some established politician. That's what makes me so perfect for this country. I tell it like it is. But even so, tonight, I'm here to tell you that I'm listening. I look across this stage and I see a candidate that disagrees with me on almost every issue. But I'll tell you right now, if I know one thing, and I know a lot, it's that we both truly want what's best for America. Tonight I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm going to make America great again. Now, they'll try to talk badly about my slogan. They'll tell you, I don't think America is great. But I'll tell you right now, I think America is the greatest country in history. But we can make it better. With me as president, we will have a stronger, safer, more prosperous nation than you can ever imagine. And I'm going to give you that stronger, safer, more prosperous nation while cutting taxes and sending a message of strength to both our allies and our enemies abroad. Lastly, Senator Clinton has often mentioned fact-checking at these debates. And while I agree with her on that fact-checking is a wonderful thing and you should all check the facts presented tonight, I will advise you not to listen to the facts presented by her staff on her website, and instead use a website such as PolitiFact, a third-party source. Thank you.
All right, let us begin. This first open segment is community and society. Gun sales has been skyrocketing. As president, how do you see gun control in the Second Amendment? Hillary, you got the spot.
I just wanted to say thank you again, Radford, for having me. Millions of Americans believe that I do not support the Second Amendment. And to respond to those million of Americans, I do wholeheartedly believe in the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms is included in our wonderful nation's Bill of Rights, and that is one of the foundations of our country. But wanting the right to bear arms and wanting reasonable regulation on gun ownership is not mutually exclusive. I fully support the Second Amendment, but I do not support the idea that violent people can potentially hurt, kill, or threaten you with a gun. In 2015 alone, there are 300 mass shootings, all perpetrated by a violent criminal. We need common sense regulation. We need comprehensive background checks, and we need to close online and gun show purchase loopholes. These kind of reforms do not interfere with the Second Amendment, but they do have the ability to save hundreds of Americans' lives.
Mr. Trump?
I am a staunch defender of the Second Amendment, as you all may well know. I've made this issue very clear. As Hillary will tell you, she may say she supports the Second Amendment, but I can tell you that Obama tried to take your guns away, and under a Hillary Clinton presidency, this issue would only become worse. Because law-abiding citizens in this country, it's part of the foundation of our country. The law-abiding citizens should be able to purchase, maintain, and use firearms in any legal way that they choose. This is why I fully support the removal of government restrictions on the ways people can buy firearms, because government has no place in restricting the way a citizen, a private citizen, can defend themselves, period. That being said, violent crime in this country is a problem. I've said that before too. And that is why I actually agree with my opponent that background checks do need to be expanded so that we're not allowing criminals to purchase these weapons. Thank you.
Hillary, your response?
To my opponent, Mr. Trump, there are too many people with guns in this nation, and they should not have them. And you mentioned that private citizens should be able to own a gun without any regulation from the government. And then you went and said that their government could step in for criminals. I am not advocating for the guns away from good, law-abiding citizens, but I am advocating for taking those guns away from the good abided by the law and severely mentally ill and those criminals.
Donald?
You know, Hillary, when you say that too many people own guns in this country, I really have to wonder what you mean. Do you mean that the Second Amendment applies to too many people? Do you mean maybe by extension that perhaps too many people are exercising their First Amendment rights? Too many people are exercising their Fifth, their 14th Amendment rights? I believe that every person in this country, if you're a law-abiding citizen, should be able to buy a gun without over-questioning it, without providing too many hurdles or loopholes around the purchasing of a firearm. Because buying a gun and defending yourself and your family and your loved ones is the best way to keep America safe. And by making America safe, we can truly make America great. Thank you.
Question 2. What is your opinion over Social Security in expanding or cutting? Mr. Trump?
You know, Social Security is an interesting issue. It's been a program that was originally supposed to be a temporary measure, but it has grown to be a major, major part of our society. And I'll say it right now, I fully support Social Security. I do not think we should defund it. I do not think we should cut benefits. I do, however, think that there is an issue in some people taking